The darkest times in human history were of course the Middle Ages. Rivalries, wars, kings, crusades, plagues, and plots helped define the Middle Ages but also shape the future of Europe, particularly Western Europe, or should I be more precise, England and France. That's right, today we will talk about the origins of the Hundred Years' War. To cover the origins of the Hundred Years' War, first we need some background. In 1066, Duke of Normandy, whose name was William the Bastard, set sail for Britain to face the English under the leadership of King Harold. William met Harold at Hastings, where he defeated him. Harold died during the battle. The legends say the arrow shot him in the eye. William became the conqueror and he crowned himself king. William was the first monarch of the House of Normandy, meaning that Normandy was a part of England. Normans also brought the French language amongst the Saxon nobles. But more about the Normans and Saxons in another video. We should get back to the English holdings in France. The next important period, considering this topic, began in 1154, when Henry the Duke of Anjou was crowned Henry II. The Duchy of Anjou and the English crown aren't the only titles he inherited. He was married to the Duchess of Aquitaine, which meant that the duchy would also be incorporated into the realm. Henry also conquered Brittany in 1166, but the realm known today as the Angevin Empire isn't gonna last long. Henry died in 1189. Richard I was crowned king. Richard I is most known for his crusades, who gave him the title Lionheart. Well, in his absence, Philippe II of France took back Normandy, Anjou, and a part of Gascony, leaving Aquitaine as the last English province in France. Later, Aquitaine got even more reduced. Now, we have finally gotten to the Hundred Years' War itself. It's 1328. Charles IV is on his deathbed. His wife is carrying the last Capet hope in her body. If it was a boy, he will inherit France. If not, the current regent, cousin of the king, would inherit the throne. His name was Philippe. He was a great military leader and he was 35 years old. At the end, she gave birth to a girl. Philippe was crowned Philippe VI in Reims Cathedral. He was the first monarch of the House of Valois. But now, another threat was on the horizon. In 1330, King Edward III of England arrested and executed his mother's lover, Roger Mortimer, who had full control over the country. He was responsible for the deaths of Edward's brother and father, Edward II. Edward now began his personal reign over the kingdom. In 1328, when Philippe was crowned king, Edward announced his own claim to the French throne. The claim came from his mother, who was the daughter of the former king of France, Philippe IV, while Philippe VI was his nephew. But the French laws of succession didn't allow women to inherit the crown. Edward was furious, and he treated the situation as injustice. Aquitaine was the concern of the two kings. It was English, but English kings ruled the duchy as a subject of the French king. Now Edward came to France. He acknowledged Philippe as a lord, but not as his ruler. Philippe was furious. Philippe decided to seize Aquitaine by force. Luckily, the English were already at war with the Scots. Philippe invited the Scottish king, David II, to negotiate an alliance. Edward wasn't happy to hear about the Franco-Scottish alliance. He didn't want to fight a war on two fronts. Soon he did. In 1337, after French invasion of Aquitaine, Edward proclaimed himself as the rightful ruler of France and declared war. More about the war in the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss it out.